I was going to start this video normal, but let's be honest, that's not why you're here. Penis. Moving on, I consider Day of Survival to be one of the greatest, if not the greatest, MOBA game of all time. But, just like all good games, it does have its flaws, which I will be addressing and giving suggestions on how to fix them. Starting with the first issue, and the most easily fixed one, the sleeping mechanic. Before the big update, there was a bar you could hold on to slide and choose the amount of hours you could sleep, or that you wanted to sleep. But now, you have to manually tap on this plus button or minus button the amount of hours you want to sleep, which is quite inconvenient. So, my suggestion for the devs is that you change it back to the slidable bar, because it'll make sleeping more convenient. Moving on to the second issue. I think that event quests are good, but it would be way better if there was not a, how can I say this, daily limit on the amount of event quests you can do each day. So for example, when you log into the game, there's usually 3 quests around you in the map. And after doing all of them, like for example 15 I think, something like that, they disappear for the day. And that is quite inconvenient. Why? Because these quests allow you to loot. They allow you to loot and farm XP at the same time. For example, if I'm at the city right now and farming, and then an event quest appears on the map, then it'll easily allow me to go to the chosen event quest, get the XP, and then get back to farming. This is also good for new players, because for some of them it is harder to farm ice blocks or ice fortresses that are around the map, so event quests are a good way for them to farm an abundance of event XP. And also, I think that it would be good to make the amount of event quests each day unlimited, because it gets quite repetitive after doing ice fortresses and ice blocks a lot of times. Because I usually do, like I said in my previous video, I go around the map and I just go to all these different areas to do the ice blocks and ice fortresses, and it is quite the repetitive, monotonous process, which gets taxing after some time. So please make the amount of daily event quests unlimited. Okay, moving on. The third issue I have is that event skins some event skins require joy for craftables. For example, this skin here. What's the name of it? The iceberg fragments. You need to spend joy to craft ice, which I think is annoying. Because why should you have to spend event currency, I guess, to obtain something that you grinded hard to obtain? Like, I think it's very annoying. And same thing with, for example, mulled wine. I remember that it used to be craftable, but now you have to spend joy to make it. Where is it? Okay, maybe it's here. If I'll just find it. There we go. Yeah, here. As you can see, you need joy to craft mulled wine, and that was not a thing before. I remember that you could craft mulled wine without any issue before the big update. So please, Day of Survival devs, just remove this feature for some of the items. I don't think that this feature is bad for all the items. For example, the sweater. I think it makes sense that you have to spend joy to make a magic sweater, because it's magical. It's a exclusive event armor vest. And same thing for the energy drink. It makes sense. but for some items it doesn't, especially the ice. Moving on, bunkers and gold. I have suggested, or lifted up this issue a few times in the official server, and that is the problem of the bomb. You have to spend 200 caps to obtain the bomb just to get these items here. You know, some people like to farm gold, but they don't want to spend caps just to buy a bomb and just get a little gold. You know, gold is quite hard to come by these days. You have to open these premium coffers, if I can find them. Oh, here. You know, these large safes, they have a small chance of winning gold, but it would be so nice if you could just go to banks or bunkers, use bombs, and just obtain them without any issues. So my suggestion is that they start selling, or their settlements start selling bombs, like maybe one bomb but for like 5k nuts or 10k nuts, I don't know, maybe 5 or 2k if you're generous, and only one bomb at each hour cycle, just to, you know, not make it too OP. That's my suggestion. Now, for my fifth suggestion, I think that saltpeter should be more available. Because, for example, if I want to plant some seeds, for example here, I want to plant some apples, I have to spend 500 saltpeter just to obtain how much apples? Yeah, 70 to 90 apples. Of course, you can increase this amount by using the Santa thing here, the tambourine. Get the fertile ring dance, and then you have more apples. Look at that. But still, it is quite expensive, because if you go to the settlement and let's say you only want to plant once, it'll cost you 2k, which is not a lot. But let's say you want to plant 5 different vegetable things, 5 different seeds, it'll suddenly cost you 10k coins or in-game currency just to obtain that amount, which I think is quite stupid. So I think that maybe you could make saltpeter findable or craftable in the chemistry lab, because I did some research and Google told me that saltpeter can actually be found naturally and crafted. So maybe do that, devs. Make saltpeter more available, or at least cheaper, in the settlements. And now, moving on to my final option, or suggestion. This one is optional, but for late game players, I usually find rusted tools. And what I usually do is I collect them, but I don't want to accidentally use them when I am in my looting sessions. So I just always have to drop them on the ground just to use the lesser item. So what I suggest is that the game creates like an option for a tool you want to use, like a special tier. For example, you can only, like when you loot, you can choose to only use iron axes and above, which means that you will not use rusty tools or wooden tools or whatever. Basically, it will prevent you from using the rusted tools without having to drop them each time you loot, which will be a major convenience for us players. Now, we have explored all these ideas, but what is the best way to make a difference in suggestion asking? Well, I think that the 2 best ways to do so is 1, make a video addressing the issues, just like I am doing right now. Secondly, and lastly, you can go to the official Day R server, go to the suggestion channel, and simply address the issue there. What's important is that you engage with the community and the devs, because communication is key to solution. And you could also maybe type in the chat, type out your frustrations. Well, not frustrations, I mean suggestions. But yeah, that's all for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time, you disgusting little schmucks.